Hi, this is Akintola Samuel, and this week I want to talk to you on how you can attract and keep more customers. Without customers, there is no business. It is customers that keeps the marketplace moving. Maybe you're watching this and you're thinking, I'm not a business person, I don't need to know how to keep customers. That's the problem or the business of my boss. I want you to understand, as a way of introduction, that there are two types of customers in the marketplace. Number one is the internal customers and is the external customers. The internal customer is your boss. The external customer is the one that comes from outside the organization. Plainly stated, a customer is that person or people upon whom your financial survival is dependent. So for someone who is a career person, your financial survival in the marketplace is dependent on your boss. For someone who is an entrepreneur, your financial survival is dependent on the patronage you experience from people who pay for your products and services. So whether you are a career person or a business person, this applies to you. So the question is, how do you attract and retain, or better still, keep more customers? And I'm deliberate in my choice of words of attracting and not pursuing customers. You see, in life there is nothing as beautiful as positioning in yourself in a place whereby you are able to attract everything you need and not running after them. I remember many years ago I had a conversation with one of my mentors, and he told me this. It was a time when I was reading books on investment, the Rich Dad Poor Dad series, and I came across the fact that one of the proof of financial intelligence is that you need to put your money in assets, invest your money in things that can give money back to you. And I remember having a conversation with one of my mentors that, what can I invest into? I was very young then, and he laughed and he said, you know what, your first investment should be into yourself. Why? Because if you invest on the outside without first investing on the inside, there is a guarantee you are going to lose whatever it is you have invested on the outside. And he made a statement that I never forgot. He said, because success is not what you pursue, it is what you attract as a result of who you have become. So it simply means you need to get to that point in your life, in your business, in your career, where you are able to effortlessly attract every opportunity that you need in the marketplace instead of actively pursuing them. I remember reading the story of a man by the name of Moses in the Bible. I think it's Exodus chapter 3. Scripture tells us that Moses became a shepherd after being ostracized from Egypt. There was this particular day he was going about his business, and he noticed that something was happening that suspended the laws of nature. He noticed that the bush was burning, yet it was not being consumed. So he decided to take a further look. And at that point, God said to him, Moses, where you are is holy ground, take off your sandals. And God spoke to him. God sold to him the product, or better still, the service of him delivering the nation of Israel from the land of bondage. But before God sold what he wanted to sell to him, God had to first get his attention. He attracted him by getting his attention. And that is what you need to do if you are going to survive in the marketplace. You must learn how to attract the attention, right, of customers instead of actively pursuing customers. So how do you attract more customers? The first thing you need to do is you need to identify who your customers are. You need to identify who your customers are. Everybody is not your customer. Everybody in the marketplace is not going to buy from you. No matter how much you try and how hard you work, everyone is not going to buy from you. You see, there are certain questions you need to ask that will enable you to identify who your customers are. The first question you need to ask yourself is this: who are the people who need my product and services? And you see, a need is something that is urgent. A need is something that people consider to be necessary. A need is something that is vital to the survival of an individual or a business. So you need to ask yourself, that which I am selling, Who are the people who are in desperate need of it? Question number 2 you need to ask yourself to identify who your customers are is this. You need to ask yourself, who has the money to pay for my product and service? You see, it is one thing for people to need what you are offering. It's another thing for them to have the resources, right, to pay for that which you are offering. Until they have the resources to pay, they are not your customers. They can be your prospects, they can be your consumers, but they are not your customer. A customer is someone who needs what you are offering and who has the resources to get it and who is also willing to pay for it. Another question you need to ask yourself is, these people, where are they? The people who are in need of my products and services, who are willing to pay for it, where are they? You also need to ask yourself, this kind of people, how can I best reach them? What is the best possible medium, right, for reaching the people who need my product, who need my services, and who have the resources to pay for it, right? So you need to identify who your ideal customers are. The second thing you need to do if you want to attract more customers is this. You need to customize everything you are doing in your business, right, to meet the needs of your ideal customers. Your marketing, your advertising must be customized, right, to meet the need of your ideal customers. Stop doing what other business people are doing. But what you need to do is to first identify who your ideal customers are. Then you ensure that you customize everything that you're doing to meet the need of those customers. Number 3 thing you need to do to attract more customers is that you need to position yourself as being the best possible solution to your customers' problems. And number 4 is that you need to make noise as loud as possible and as often as possible. You see, I want you to write this down and never forget it. Constant visibility is what creates a perception of credibility. Constant visibility is what creates a perception of credibility. People only buy from people that they know, and people cannot know you if you keep winking in the dark. So if you want to attract more customers, you have to make noise as often as possible and as loud as possible, especially where your customers are, or better say where your ideal customers are. Your customers must never get to a point where they are thinking if you are still in business, right? Don't ever find yourself in that position. Make noise as much as you can and as loud as you can and as often as you can. Ensure that you are constantly in the face of your customers. Don't ever get lost in the crowd. So if you practice these 4 things, I can assure you and guarantee you that you are going to attract more customers. Next week, I'm going to talk to you about how to keep the customers after you have attracted them. Have you enjoyed this episode? Share it with someone, talk to someone about it. Till I talk to you again next week, this is Akitola Samuel. God bless you.